Hi, I'm Tim with WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for logging on. Today, we have the Rolex Yacht-Master II, a 44mm regatta flyback chronograph that's one of the most complicated Rolex watches ever made. With a programmable 10-minute flyback regatta chronograph with mechanical memory, this watch is surprisingly intuitive to use. A lot of people admire the style of this watch and the complexity of its mechanism, but they wonder exactly how does this watch work and what does it do? They know it's a chronograph, but let's go a little bit more in-depth and see exactly what this chronograph does and how you can set it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to unscrew the crown. There it's out. I had it unwound just a little bit to get us started, and although this does have a rotating bezel, it's not a dive bezel, and it isn't itself used to time anything relative to the minute hand. Instead, it's part of the movement and the setting mechanism. So once you've unscrewed the crown to the first position, you want to rotate the Yacht-Master II Serichrome bezel 90 degrees counterclockwise, and you want to depress the pusher at 4 o'clock. Now you're ready to set the watch. Specifically, you're ready to set the watch's regatta timer. Now, regatta is a type of sailing competition in which there are countdowns to the matches, and the matches take place in fairly rapid sequence, but it's not always a uniform sequence, so you need a little flexibility, which is why you want to be able to turn the clockwise crown and set the time to correspond to the exact number of minutes before your match starts. So 7's a lucky number. Let's stick with that. Okay, the next thing you do is, once you've chosen the countdown time that you want, you rotate the bezel. You can hear the pusher popping back into position. You rotate the bezel so that the 5 is at the index at 12. Now the bezel's back in position. You can see Yacht-Master centered on the 6. Let's screw our crown back in because we're going to be taken to the waves, right? This is a Yacht-Master after all. And then you just operate it like a standard chronograph. The pusher at 2 o'clock. Now you can see the red chronograph seconds hand starts. Small seconds right here at 6. There is no data on this watch, but you're getting a tremendous amount of functionality with the regatta timer. You may think this is kind of a specialized complication. Not everyone sails, not everyone has a yacht. But you know what? The ability to count down from 10 to 0 or any interval in between is incredibly useful. Whether it's barbecue, whether it's timing a timeout for your kids, if there are intervals at a sporting event like a halftime show, if you're counting down to the time your grilled food's going to be ready at a barbecue, this could be really handy. And in my opinion, with this big display and high legibility and the programmability, I really think this is actually more useful as a chronograph than the Daytona, which has small displays, is hard to read, and doesn't give you the flexibility of a countdown, at least not an obvious one. And the other cool feature here is that if you watch, I can stop the watch and I can start it. You watch the second hand past the index, or it has a flyback function, and that's an on-the-fly synchronization. So you can actually synchronize the watch to the nearest minute. If for whatever reason you need to match this to a reference clock, either at a regatta or any other sporting event, or if you have 2 watches going at once. So this does have flyback capability, and what you'll see, and I'll let the seconds hand pass the 6 o'clock, once the minute is more than halfway elapsed, you'll see that the flyback actually becomes a fly forward to the next minute. So that's how that works, and it's a very handy little tool. Now, when you reset the watch, I'm going to reset it conventionally, you can see the mechanical memory returns it to the programmed time, and you can reset it in infinitely, any interval between 0 and 10. So this is the programmable flyback chronograph regatta timer, the Rolex Yacht-Master II, available from WatchYouWant.com. If you have any questions about this or any other complicated watch, be sure to call us at WatchYouWant.com. We are complicated watch specialists. Moreover, browse our inventory of pre-owned luxury watches, and you just may find the watch you want.